Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast. This week, the Xfinity Series went to Kansas Motor Speedway, and we saw something strange throughout this entire race. Really, couldn't even do a lap at the very beginning.
Just like this chaos started pretty soon.
So to start off, Daniel Hemrick wins the pole. 2 weeks in a row that he's done that in the Xfinity Series. Didn't have a race last week, but we went to Dover and he was on the pole for that race as well. And here he is again on the pole. And like I said in the very beginning, huge crash on lap 1 involving major playoff contenders, including Allgaier, Bell, Cindric, then Cole Custer, Michael Annett, Gallagher, Ryan Truex, and Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. It's just early on up front. I mean, you think riding up front you're safe, but not the place to be.
Yeah, it looked like Allgaier just got loose under Bell, went up and hit Bell. Bell got loose, turned it around. Everybody just plowed right into him. Then Cindric, I think, got the worst of it. He went flying up in the air just by a little bit. And
yeah, Cindric didn't really have a place to go because Allgaier pushed him up to the fence, and he's coming down, and Custer slams the back end of him. He shoots down the bottom of the track, and all of a sudden, just somebody slams in him. He goes spinning around. It's like, I guess he felt like he was in a whirlwind.
yeah, ain't nothing you can do in the whirlwind. So, so you go through all the way through all the practices. You go qualify. You take tons of time to set up the car, and you're done lap 1. Crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, I hate it for Cindric. I believe he probably could have had a really good chance this race. And it ain't the first time that he got wrecked out in the first lap, you know. So
I believe he got wrecked out at Darlington first lap.
Yeah, it's just really frustrating for him.
Yeah, just hasn't had the luck behind him this year. Came close to winning a race at the Roval as well. All the road courses he came close, just hasn't been able to get it done.
Yeah, he's right now he's in a must-win situation. I believe he's like 43 points in the last place in the playoffs and 8. So hopefully he get a win in the next couple races.
Yeah, he's in the 22 car, so that's something that's on the side because Brad Keselowski's won all these races. Blaney and Joey. Actually, the last time we went to Texas, Ryan Blaney won in that car. So just look back at the notes for Texas and drive like Blaney, and you're in. And I got on my notes here. All right, let's try this again. Let's see if we can go through. Will we have a big crash? Well, it wasn't a big crash, but battling for the lead, Brandon Jones gets loose and lost it, goes into the wall. And another contender for the win out of the race. And this was like lap 15 or so. So I've just done so many caution laps, and now another one bites the dust, I guess.
Yeah, he's on the straightaway, and I don't know if he just cut a tire or didn't get some of the debris cleaned up or what happened. He just like, they give us a big shout out side draft, then next thing you know, he's in the wall.
Yeah, we wrecked Brandon Jones unintentionally though. We got called to the hauler after the race, so we got it all sorted out. We're fine. We're going to send Brandon Jones a fruit basket. But during that caution, the 9 car got some damage. I don't know where that came from. He just randomly, I guess when he went under the apron, the Dodge 19, the splitter got bent with the apron. I don't know. It's crazy to think of like all these weird anomalies already happening. And but fortunately for him, he would get it all fixed up and he'll be able to continue. There's birds. Daniel Hemrick would drive away. Freaking birds in the background. But Daniel Hemrick would drive away. We finally go lap.
We finally get started. We finally get a rhythm going. So it's really good chance for the other playoff contenders really step up and gain some extra points here.
Yeah, they think, Allgaier and Bell, they're out. I have a chance to get up there and put myself into the playoffs, and birds stop. So like these other playoff guys, since the two main guys are out, they have a really good chance of winning and getting their way into Miami, by winning without the big names in the race.
Yeah, you really padded your points up a little bit on this race here. You get you a good finish and get a head start on.
And then you also have drivers who've not won a race yet in their entire career, and they're thinking, I could possibly get my first win here without, the giants of the Xfinity series in this race.
It's time for us to step up.
It's kind of like how Christopher Bell and Allgaier felt when the Cup guys are not in the race.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like another step forward. It's like these guys aren't in the race. Now the other guys are saying, this is my chance.
Yeah, Christopher Bell was leading the points, and then right now he's just right there at the edge of getting cut off and not making it to the
I believe
four.
he's like 1 point ahead. So, and Matt Tifft was there giving it, a lot of great battling for like 3 wide, and he was really.
You can tell he was really trying.
Yeah. He saw the opportunity and he went for it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we finally win a lap, win a couple laps, and then we had a caution for Spencer Gallagher. He was caught up in that wreck, and the tire just gave out and exploded.
It's really tough for him.
He announced that he will not be returning next year. He will be taking a manager role at GMS. He really wants that team to win the championship.
So he's retiring after this season, and also he retired from this race.
Yeah. So we had another restart with 13 to go. Hadn't really done anything all race long besides hit the wall and crash, and I think we went like 5 or 6 laps. And then we would have another restart, and we'd have Priest versus John Hunter for second. John Hunter eventually gets around him. He would run down Hemrick, but just not enough time. Hemrick would win stage 1. John Hunter in second. Ryan Priest in third. Shane Lee in fourth. He had a great race. Ran fourth almost all day. And then Elliott Sadler. Cole Custer go behind the wall to fix the power steering. These modern day cars are very tough to drive without power steering.
And I believe they went and fixed the car, but about 6 laps. So it's really good for that team. Change the pump and everything for it, all in 6 laps.
A lot of skilled engineers out there to, get it fixed and keep going. And get it fixed, and they kept going, and every point matters in this series. Stage 2 would begin. Daniel Hemrick would win the race off pit road. Daniel Hemrick would lead off the restart with Hunter Nemechek right behind him. Would go a few laps, and then the 8 car of Jay Javila would spin. They said it was his second start in the Xfinity Series, first one at Kansas, and what a wild one to pick.
Yeah, it's a really tough race to start when you first races here.
I believe he blew a tire or something and just went around. John Hunter Nemechek would take the lead on the restart. Daniel Hemrick would be right there to go for the lead. Just not able to get the run. And then late in the stage, we had Ross Chastain just flip his lid. He lost his hood. Yeah. And no caution. There's a giant hood on the racing surface.
They're running over it. Busting all the pieces. I mean, really, I was just like, oh, we didn't see the hood. Really? Apparently, Ross Chastain don't see it anymore either.
NASCAR, I have these amazing tools here. It's called glasses. But Reddick would get loose in a battle for, I believe it was third with Ryan Priest, and he would lose a lot of time. But what he didn't know is that was like an angel there, saving him from what was about to happen. The 18, Ryan Priest would get spun by 2 lap cars going for the lucky dog position. Joey Gase and Garrett Smithley. I really don't know what happened there. I believe Joe Gase just running it too hard, ran Garrett Smithley in the wall, and just lost it and plowed right in the Priest.
Turned right around. I mean, I mean, you run. Apparently, you can't run in the top 10. You run in the top 10, top 5, or something like that, and somebody's gonna wreck you. So,
there was a curse. Look out, Cup guys.
yeah, Ryan Priest is running real good, and I just hate it for that team to just get spun around like that.
So a lot of these playoff contenders will get an additional stage point because of this. Ryan Priest is not running for the championship. He's just helping the 18 win the owners' points. But stage 3 would begin, and oddly, this stage was fairly quiet. It was just a nice battle between the 21 and the 42.
Yeah, usually it seems like stage 3, you have a lot of wrecks and a lot of things going on, and stage 1 and 2 is kind of quiet, but here it's kind of right opposite. Like stage 1 is really crazy, and stage 3 was real quiet.
And Hemrick had the preferred line. John Hunter was right there. He just could never get there. And then, was thinking who would win the race off pit road, because we have to stop one more time. Whoever wins that race is probably going to win the overall race. And Hemrick would be the one that would lead. He had like a 3-second lead after pit road. And it looked to be like he would finally get that first win. He's been hunting for it all season long, been so close, just hasn't been able to get it done. And then 78 of Vinnie Miller would stall coming off pit road, and that would be a caution.
Yeah, if it was 150 laps instead of 200 laps, he'd been the winner. But this caution comes out, that really hurt Hemrick.
Matt Tiff would stay out while Sadler would take 2 tires, and Hunter Nemechek would just battle with Hemrick for the lead and just basically cruise right on by. And I believe Hemrick had like some sort of tire issue, didn't get all the lugs on it right, some sort of vibration, or maybe John Hunter just fixed his car to be that much better.
Yeah, it's very odd that Hemrick's car wasn't that fast, and I know you said it just handled real different, and bad vibration. He just ain't sure what caused it.
John Hunter Nemechek would win his first Xfinity Series race, and no one gets in the Homestead. Not yet.
Nobody's locked in yet.
Nobody's locked in. Nobody's safe. Everyone's going to Texas, and it was declared after the race that Daniel Hemrick, his car did not pass tech, and he will lose 10 points and plus that stage point, or that playoff point that he gained for winning stage 1. So it's going to be really tough. A tough battle between all of them, because there's like the only person who is relatively safe is Elliott Sadler, and that's like 14 points above. So he's not really safe at all.
Nope. And also make some mentions of some really good finishes here. Shane Lee will finish 4th. That's good for that team. And the 60 car finished the race. Tom Majeski finishes in 8th, and Ryan Sieg in 9th, and Jeremy Clements in 10th. It's really good for those teams to step up and give them an opportunity to get in the top 10 finish, and maybe encourage them a little more.
Yeah, maybe they'll take that momentum, bring it to Texas, and we might see another non-playoff driver win a race.
Yeah. Well, no, NASCAR didn't really say much about those teams, but we want to give them a big shout out because you don't see them much in the top 10, and we just want to tell them all a good job.
Yeah, I saw Ryan Sieg on Twitter. He was mentioning that they didn't really get no mention at all for that great finish, but I believe that team deserves some applause. So thank you guys for that. That battle for top 10.
It really helped them in points.
Yeah, so we'll see what he can do with that at Texas. And I saw on Roush Fenway's Twitter that Tom Majeski was saying, "There is a God. I finished the race." So that was crazy.
Yeah, he might have switched the curse onto the playoff drivers.
Yeah, he reversed the curse. Now everyone's cursed but him. But yeah, next up is Texas. The Xfinity Series is going to take another week off. Not going to go to Martinsville. They're going to Texas. So it's going to be an interesting battle for a chance to go to Miami and battle for a championship. So as we make our picks for next week, who are you going with? Possibly to win the race and move on to the championship 4.
Well, I want to pick on somebody that is on a good roll right now, and that's Daniel Hemrick. I believe he's got a lot of top 2 finishes, and I believe he'll get done in Texas.
We'll get to see him do a backflip. If so, we'll finally get
That's what I'm pulling for. See the backflip.
Carl Edwards, come back. Carl Hemrick, maybe. But as for me and my pick, I'm going to pick the 7 to Justin Allgaier. I think he's really going to give it his all out there because, he basically, that getting loose on lap 1 ruined the entire race for him at Kansas, and I think he's going to take that and turn into a win at Texas.
Maybe get some redemption from wrecking everybody.
Yeah.
I knocked y'all out, now I'll beat you.
Yeah. I'll make you cry 2 weeks in a row. How about that? But yeah, that was our review of this race, and it was a wild race. Congratulations to Hunter Nemechek and Chip Ganassi for that great battle with the 21 and winning the race. And
yeah, he's ran good in the 42 car, and he's even led the race a lot of times. And something happens, and engine blows or something like that. So it's really good to see him finish the race.
Yeah, I think John Hunter's really, found that sense of driving these cars. Took him a little bit, but he's a well-rounded driver now in the Xfinity series.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that Ross Chastain can just get into it and win the second race, but when you look at it, Ross Chastain's been in these cars for quite a while, and he should know how to drive these cars. It's just a little bit faster car.
Yeah.
When John Hunter Nemechek, he's used to driving a truck for the past 2 seasons, I think. So now he had to get used to driving these cars, and he's not driving them every week.
Yeah, and Ross Chastain, he's driving the Cup cars and stuff, and so when you go back into the Xfinity, they drive a little easier, and so it's not a good comparable between Ross Chastain and John Hunter Nemechek.
But yeah, that was some really good driving by John Hunter, and we'll possibly see some more before the season is in.
Yeah, he's a very good driver, so just watch out for him in years to come.
So our next Xfinity Series review will be in about 2 weeks when we review the Texas race. But so you don't have to wait that long. Stay tuned tonight for our Cup Series review. We'll see who gets eliminated from the playoffs. So hope you all enjoyed this video, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, we'll see y'all in Texas.